Welcome to Roll 1 and 2A Div Reviews Week 1. We did the pre-cap last week in person, and Shadorra has returned to the land of French people, and it is now...
Only briefly. I'm leaving for Vermont tomorrow morning to go drink beer in the woods.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
My 7 or 8 growlers are drying off in the other room. Yeah, there's a brewery called Hill Farmstead that is like located in the middle of nowhere in Vermont, and every year we get like 6 or 7 people pile into a van, go to Hill Farmstead, spend like $200 on beer, and then just drive out to a cabin and get drunk for 2 days straight on like some of the tastiest beer I've ever had. It's alright. It's aight. I agree. French people, not worth it.
Yeah.
Tessa's not in my stream yet, right?
I was going to get to that eventually.
What, hating French people?
No, segueing into speaking of French people.
I see.
No. Yeah, so we're going to look week 1, we're going to look at the results from the last week, we're going to do some predictions for next week, and we are going to watch a match from each game, picked mostly at random, because there are no real standings to pay attention to yet, so we can't really pick interesting standing-wise games, but we can pick ones that looked relatively cool, so that's what we did. So, I mean, are you ready to just go for it, I guess?
Yeah, I'm just getting into the replay, but I will be in there momentarily.
Well, then I will bring us to the game.
Div 1 hasn't played a single game in week 2.
Perfect.
Gosh, aren't they great? Haven't looked at Div 2A yet. Bet they're a fucking disappointment.
Speaking of French people, here's Tessa. And Professor Chaos, who I don't think is French.
Speaking of disappointments, Professor Chaos. No, but he was my dark horse and got really far in the playoffs, so I can't actually throw shade at him.
So we have some orcs and we have some chaos. Nice bash mirror to start the day, start the evening, I guess.
Who won the coin flip? Let's see.
Are we ready to go? I'm positive setup.
Looks like the Greenskin Brawlers understandably chose to receive against the kill team, though Tessa's team is not actually that kill.
Chose to receive?
Yeah, receive the ball. The orcs chose to go on offense.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm really tired.
This is going to be a fun recap. All right, you ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, play.
So the fans went to nobody. 0 fans on each side. The orcs have
Nobody likes fans. Nobody likes either team.
Likes fans.
Nobody likes either team.
Seemingly only a babe. I don't see any loners.
Nope,
so
just the babe, it seems. I think they're pretty close in TV.
Yeah, that makes sense. This should be a good match. Tessa with the Mino that you keep around because it rolls block, which makes it a lot more useful. Went for the killer kind of stand roadblock Mino, not the guard type. Definitely a piece to watch out for in Darwin.
Block Claw and then stand firm such that he's not like going to be surfed or shoved out of the way after he does his weird Block Claw frenzy blocks.
His wrestle on the line versus a rookie.
Less likely to get mighty blowed.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get the rationale there. Less likely to give away a numbers advantage immediately going into the offensive drive against the orcs. And if the orcs get the numbers advantage here, this is one of the ways that they win the match, just by using that momentum to pummel the crap out of the chaos while they're chaos.
If they get a player advantage, it's more easy for them to control the pitch and continue the player advantage, whereas the chaos can even up a player advantage pretty quickly because of Claw. Pop a nasty School of LOS.
Perfect defense is interesting, but okay, going all mans here. Kind of tough because the Mino doesn't have guard. I think if the Mino had guard, this would be a lot easier.
Here, have my Armor 8 Mino against your Mighty Blow Orc.
Yeah, but the Mighty Blow Orc can't get a 2-die
that's true.
Physically because he's covering literally all of the spaces. So this is kind of where going all mans... Well, he can because he can block in here. So what he's going to do is he's going to take a 2-die with this Black Orc onto Vander Wise. Yeah,
there we go. That makes more sense.
He was just going to get line blocked. He was just going to give away more. I don't like giving away my palm hit here.
Yeah, you can move the guard in and then palm the rookie beast.
Yep. Yeah, Tessa and I have very similar teams in terms of building strategy. Except I have 3 Blodge Warriors and he has 0.
That is quite a kick directly to the the orc thrower just watching it. I mean, it was kickoff return, but still, it's funny. Yeah, so we move the guard in sort of as expected.
Chooses to hit the Claw Mighty Blow. Makes a lot of sense. Claw Mighty Blow does not go down, which Thessa is definitely happy about.
That guy went down, but that's just wrestle, so no Mighty Blow there. Here we get to do the palm. You're kind of hoping for both down here.
Throws it and gets it, but does not get the...
both down.
No way
nice.
You follow here.
No.
Ooh, gets an injury. That's nice.
Excellent. That's a good start for the orcs. That's what they wanted.
MNG on a random guy. Yeah, my line fodder had similar problems. So many pushes this turn, it must be said. Thessa making away a bit like a bandit, as he took many hits, and all of them were pushed, other than the one on that guy, which did admittedly get a removal. I guess he also knocked down Vanderwalls too, but...
We've seen this formation from Professor Chaos before.
Wallow orcs.
Just green line. Enjoy.
Can't get agied.
If there's no spaces to go through.
Yeah, so gonna see a Claw Mighty Blow hit on...
We're gonna surf the Black Orc.
Urgroth Smash Skulls, the Strength 5 block guard guy from the Mino.
We can surf him.
Yes, we can, and we might. Yeah, because we can push him here, and then we can push him here. Yeah, no, this is a tough...
No, we're not going to. We're just going to...
You wouldn't be able to get in behind him. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true.
Does not get anything for his
You could have if he didn't move the two heads guy first, but he wanted to do that so that it wasn't...
Yeah, I think that was what he's going for.
Well...
electing to get a bit up in the face of this guy over here, I think that makes sense, trying to draw the orc's attention, and then he's going to go for a Claw Mighty Blow hit on the wrestle.
It's
he has to follow this.
It's taking a Black Orc out of the play for a while, too.
Okay, it's not a removal. Because if he doesn't pile on here, he's taking a Mighty Blow hit in return. But
if he does pile on here, he's taking a foul in return.
Orcs... Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Azaf is dead.
Not going to apple that. Maybe taking a foul... You can blitz off this guy and come in and foul with Ughag. But it is not...
He's got a Strength 5 Black Orc who's basically useless right now. If you ever stand him up, he's getting surfed. And he is... So you're going to wait like 2 turns for him to even be available again. And then he's movement 1 when he stands up. Like, so that Black Orc is entirely useless. Oh, well, okay. We picked the right game. Dead.
I looked at the stats for this week, and there were a ton of deaths on everyone's teams, so... that's a dead wrestle goat. That's not trivial. It's not huge, but it's not trivial.
I'm kind of okay with everybody else's teams being dead. I think I need that for my team to succeed.
He's gonna run away from that side of the field, which makes a lot of sense here. Now we can foul this.
Probably not going to.
No, because you already moved this guy. I would have considered a foul here.
The only thing you foul with right now is a Black Orc, and that seems like a poor decision.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to defend this. Like, I mean, yeah, this Black Orc is isolated and fucked, but you've kind of won the drive. In the sense that you are not going to eat. Good positioning here, so he pushes the Black... And either way, the Black Orc is getting hit, so like this guy doesn't really do anything. So I think that was a mistake not to go for the foul. How many dice will this Black Orc eat?
All of them.
Apparently
so far
6.
4. 6 dice. We can try again, though.
6 Claw Mighty Blow, but this is not Claw Mighty Blow, which means it will remove
he also needs
this
an
Black
assist.
Orc 100% of the time.
He also needs
100% Black Orc.
Multiple assists, in fact.
This is Thessa giving up on the ball.
Like, the orcs are just playing one side of the field, and the chaos are playing the other. It's like, here, you play with these 2 guys, and I'll play with these 2 guys, and then we'll see each other in 8 turns.
Fails the dodge. I would re-roll this, because if you don't, you're getting fouled.
We said that last time, and he didn't. So.
Oh, there's no actual player to foul with.
Any of the blitzers.
I would not foul with a blitzer. Are you crazy?
So
this is
when it has a chance, like foul with a guard blitzer when it has a chance to remove a claw palm. Yeah, I would claw palm.
The odds of you getting a permanent removal are quite low. And the odds of you getting permanently removed are reasonably high.
I think it's worth it.
Like, I think the average result is a stun or a KO, and you do not get, and you permanently remove your. The one thing that he has here is a guard advantage. If you throw that away, you will start getting the crap kicked out of you.
I mean, Tessa has very clearly shown he is not going to engage with that guard advantage, though.
It's nice. He does get a 2-die on the Claw Mighty Blow, but he does not get a knockdown to save him from a return hit, so he's gonna get...
This is the weirdest
Gonna
thing.
get smacked.
It's like, I'm gonna run up the field with like these 3 guys, and then let's just have a fight in the corner. Like, okay.
Another injury.
I don't know why you would run into this. Veg hag.
Committing, hopefully, hoping to like minimize damage. This is something that Bash coaches fall into sometimes, where they're like, "I can stand and fight. I need to move more players over to this side to stand and fight."
I would just
random
like
break from
those
a
2 black
rookie
orcs and run away.
goat is just a stun though.
You're like 1 second ahead.
2-die on the. I swear, this is the best black orc he's ever had.
Akzar Breakeds is just eating all of the dice.
Yeah, that's. I think that's 10 or 12 he's eaten without a knockdown. Where's the blitz coming in? Oh, from the floor here, maybe? Is he gonna blitz the... He can blitz this black orc, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to.
And make a decent play for the ball here. Puts a bit of pressure on if he can get a knockdown. Does not get a knockdown, I would re-roll that. He does.
There you go.
Now he can put his killer onto the ball if he wishes, but he might just pile on. Nope. Chooses to put the killer on.
Which, I mean, I like. I mean,
I mean, you're gonna get smacked for it, so it is.
You're gonna get smacked anyway, and it just dictates your opponent's blitz.
Oh, he does it with the black orc from the ground so that it is a mighty blow hit, but it's not rewarded for the moderate greed. If that had not been a knockdown, he would have had to follow up with the ball carrier.
Or he could have just dodged with dodge. Oh, it's tackle. Maybe not.
Tackle, yeah. I mean, he does have 3 rerolls in turn 4, but yeah, it's not exactly what you want to commit them to.
Hey, the black orc is back. Finally.
It's a push here,
like I
which
said,
saves him a
turn
blow
4
hit.
was useless until turn 4.
Finds a POW on the rookie Beastman. Does mean his best player is taking a Claw Mighty Blow Frenzy hit next turn, but those have been useless so far, so...
Is he? Oh, do you mean the best player is in the black orc who's eaten every dice and not knocked
No,
out?
I mean the Morknast, the Agi Strength Guard Mighty Blow Tackle Blitzer is definitely the best
Oh, I
player.
didn't even see him. Yes, he is.
Hiding.
There's just too many skills. It's hard to see. Yeah, like they're just fighting in the middle and then sending like a token force to like pretend to play with the ball.
Okay, just a KO. He's got a babe.
Morknast.
Morknast, the star of this team. So the plus strength Black Orc is nothing to, it's nothing. That's going to filter back some pressure here so that he can get some more blocks. This is kind of taking advantage of Professor Chaos not knowing when to cut his losses and abandon that Black Orc. He's now being pressured more than he should be. He should be in total control of this side of the pit.
I mean, I should have just walked his whole team up with him and just been like, "Cool, come fight me. If you do, I'll fight you back." But
yeah, Chaos are faster than orcs, so you got to kind of be careful.
Instead, we now have like the orcs all over the field, and we're kind of slightly potatoing.
We might force a score here from the orcs, or a very risky stall. There's no way to safely stall this that I can see.
How far? Not really, no. Other than him being guard is the only real benefit, but no, there's... The best you can hope for is that you can move out of range of the... No, they both have tackle, never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a very wisely filtered both of his tackle up the backfield.
Nope, you might have to score here.
You do, I think. You do not? Oh, that's crazy. I mean,
okay.
It's just a free 2-die.
Yeah, it's a free 2-die, but if you're a
tackle,
yeah,
and Claw Mighty Blow, and if you get the knockdown in an armor break, all right, Professor Chaos, this is a bit ham. I gotta say, this is like the greed. You made your bed and then you refused to sleep in it. You should have just committed to scoring. I think
you should have made your bed and then not slept in it to keep it
pristine
forever.
Should have not made your bed.
Yeah, making your bed is a waste of time.
Exactly. All right, that's a coming in.
Here it is. Here's the 2-die. I mean, Professor Chaos
fails the GFI.
Oh,
I didn't like that he was taking those greed blocks before doing the thing that needed a reroll in case he dub skulled, but...
Oh, there you go. We can't
and
follow
the ball
up.
goes
Oh no, but the ball's got a 3 and 8 to scatter out, which is
okay.
exactly
That's
what Tessa wants.
Interesting scatter, especially because it goes right to the 2 heads guy, basically.
That's a scatter. I mean, I guess it's too far away from the orcs for them to do much about it. Well, Dodge out your blitzers and run, and hope you can get there in time. Ooh, Minotaur gets stunned.
Well, it's not nothing.
It made his bed and ate it too. Had his cake and slept in it.
That's a KO for his troubles. It's not bad.
Ding. I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, potato the one blitzer at the ball, try to dodge out the other blitzer and potato him towards the ball, I think is what I would do.
Takes the one die. Yeah, this is a little of an under... Throws that one die. I don't hate the one die. Well,
I like the one die. I don't... you can't take this. It's
no, he had
mighty
3
blow.
rolls. That was fine. It was fine. He was just trying to get him off, this player, which I think was...
Blitz. More grad.
More random armor breaks.
Yeah, who needs Claw Mighty Blow? Those are useless skills. Just bloat.
Yeah,
This is why I like sending the other. I would have liked trying the 3+ dodge to get another blitzer over there. Just
that was a 2+ and he failed it. Gets it on the second try and gets the ball for the troubles.
Just because right now he's got a decent way of being relatively safe.
Oh, that's a wow! What a scatter.
Huh.
So now this is a lot harder. If that had been on the ground, he could have easily just 3+ and scored. This is going to be a bit tougher.
This is why I like dodging. I would have liked dodging out the blitzer. I mean, if he made it, you would have now had 2 orcs, including a guard to play with.
Now you've got a bunch of 3+s to throw. Yeah.
And it's going to be uphill like blitzes, unless you can get something there.
We don't need to score this turn.
No, but if you want, you'd want to get the ball out of the hands of the Chaos Warrior.
Nice KO there.
That's useful.
It's not nothing. He can filter up his killer so that he's at least in somewhere sort of relevant. He can't get him onto the ball, of course. Oh, doesn't blitz the ball. Okay.
No, he's just trying to get the orc free, I think.
Oh, he was trapped in there because of the stunned guy. Yeah.
That's. I think I would have tried to dodge him out, like the turn before.
Yes.
Instead of taking the one die.
So now we have a pretty easy chain push to clear this. You can chain push the...
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't go for the chain push.
Well, he wants to...
It's just going to hold onto the ball, I think. He's not trying to score. He's just trying to hold onto it.
He's just trying to, make it as hard as possible for Professor Chaos to get a hold of the ball. And if you involve part of the get a hold of the ball plan as having to block first, that's a pretty good way of doing it.
He really wanted a knockdown there now, because there's now 3 scoring threats? Yeah, 3.
Still don't have a good way of getting the ball. You can 1-die, I guess?
No, you can 2-die it. No, you can 1-die it.
You can 1...
No, you can 2-die. But then you can score.
I mean, yeah, so these are important aspects.
Yes. You gotta be careful not to get in your own way That's in your own way.
You can 2-die it with the Black Orc if you roll GFIs, which is kind of scary, but then you have the...
Dub Skull, doesn't get a Dub Skull, but deserved it.
But if you did that, then you'd have the killer as a ball recovery. Yeah, so who's going to do that? Go with the Black Orc. GFI 1.
Does not get the knockdown.
GFI 2. No
Dub
knockdown.
Skulls.
Reroll, Dub Skull. Well, that's that half, everyone. See you later.
Well, he survives it, though. Yeah, chain pushing was the play if you wanted to clear up the Chaos Warrior to score, but he didn't have a viable scoring threat, so...
He just wanted to hold onto the ball, so it was just about maximizing some blocks.
This is a great half for Thessa. Punish the greed of... Punish the greed and / misplay of Professor Chaos pretty... He is going to take some return hits for his trouble. I don't know why he followed that.
Because there's no more turns, and it doesn't matter.
No turns left. Sorry, I thought it was turn. I thought for some reason Professor Chaos had another turn.
Goodbye, Gorfag, eat spleen.
Oh, Dub Skull.
This
doesn't get hurt for it.
That's a decent number of Dub Skulls so far.
Look at me not skipping things.
How weird. Why you say look at me like anybody can see you do that?
I'm just declaring it. Don't make this weird.
Has
a babe, gets 0 KOs back.
Seems good.
Doesn't have a babe, gets 2 KOs back.
Fair and balanced.
Yeah.
Well, into the orc defensive half, we are going to have to field the thrower because of the double injuries and the 2 KOs staying out.
And the Chaos, I believe, had a bench of 13, a bench of 2, so they
That's
are
a big bench
at
if they had 13 players on it.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Man, I need some like entertainment in my life. I had like 5 hours of useless meetings this afternoon, and my brain is dying.
Isn't that what we're doing here? Aren't we providing entertainment?
I mean, not to me.
Oh, I see.
So I'm doing
You're not
fun
entertained
things.
by our recaps?
I'm not entertained by myself talking. Unless I do stupid things.
You're a terrible narcissist.
That's true. I am a terrible narcissist.
I'm a great narcissist. The best there ever were. Some changing
Seems
weather.
appropriate.
Yeah, I know, right? Giving an unnecessary assist here. Why not?
Bonk.
Clammy doing not a thing. 3 die doing a thing.
Minotaur! Bruh.
I think Minotaurs just remove players more often. It's the sweet, sweet animation. I don't know.
You just wait until Corn is in this game, and
There's a Dosco.
And we can another one, and we can just bloodthirst people. Bloodthirster people. Oh
Does
man,
he have great animations?
I mean, I don't know. He doesn't exist in the game, so it's hard to say.
Does he have great animations?
I would hope so, considering it's a giant bloodthirster.
Is he gonna health? No. He's just surrounding, I guess. Didn't need this assist, but gave it anyway. Will he be rewarded for his troubles? I think you'd consider palming this, yeah.
I don't think Shadorra has ever watched a recap.
I watch our recaps. I'm not like in their entirety, but I always glance through them.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I watch every one multiple times.
It's rough.
Because I edit them. I'm used to the sound of my own voice at this point.
That's kind of why I'm like, I listen to it to kind of see what that sounds like. Ooh, pro does a thing.
It's really weird for a while, and then you get used to it. You just sort of recognize, yep, that's what I sound like. I say a lot. I need to fix that.
Doesn't follow up and gets the injury for it.
Bore.
That's how filing on works. He's a science man.
Kneels.
Do you foul with the thrower?
Sure, what else? What other good is he?
Yeah, he does.
Nice. What's the thrower in him? Oh, it's the same as the line arc. That's boring.
Gets a KO for it.
I was hoping he'd, like, throw something at him.
Oh, is removed, though. That's okay for this half. It's bad if it goes to another...
What, another half? Like
another... if it goes to...
he's already down players. And he has... If that Agi guy comes back, you just carry on him. There is no overtime in regular season.
Goes for a 1 die hit here. Does give him a follow-up 2 die, but that was a bit capital B bold.
Bold. Air horns.
It's a pow on the blodger with the rookie, not killed.
Look, it's another wall of things, except this time they're not green.
I think he's gonna go for a 2 die here on Mr. Pythagore. I learned a lot of science names in French.
Pythagore.
Theorem de Pythagore. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, well, he's dead.
No, he's fine.
No, dead. Oh, he's fine. Disappointing.
You know nothing.
I would like everybody to be dead, because then my games will be easier.
Goes for a Black Orc dodge, makes the tentacles, fails the dodge, does not reroll. Wise choices all around. That would have been a huge loss for Thessa's team, I must say.
Yeah, it would. That's yeah.
That was some clenched b-hole, you know?
B-hole.
Einstein coming in to probably murder a thing. Nope, just a stun.
Not quite.
What a nerd.
Einstein? You calling Einstein a nerd?
Yeah. I think that's fair, probably.
I mean, probably, yes.
Orc's doing a good job of stalling this push so far, but they are going to run into players soon.
Yeah, that does seem to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orcs.
It's good. on this guy. He's probably...
To me, this very much spells out a Chaos stall till turn 16, and then Orcs not being able to one turn because of Orcs, and then a 1-0 victory. But we'll see what happens. That's
not actually that heavily in the Chaos's favor. But it is,
no,
yeah.
it's currently in the Chaos's favor, and like 1 or 2 good removals by the Orcs suddenly swings it, certainly. And here's an armor Rick. There's a removal.
If this is a perm, this is gonna suck. It's not. It's fine.
But yeah, like this is just gonna be at this point, the Orcs are hoping to get a little bit lucky, and if
I like that choice. Also, that was an 11 into a 12. I like that choice from Professor Chaos. He targeted a player that not only like freed up a player, but also removed a key pillar for Bessa. So I think that was a good choice of blitz target.
Gross tentacle sounds.
Splorp. Not as good as the too ugly to punch sounds, but not bad. You got Claw Mighty Blow hit here on his strength up guy, but the Black Orcs are just immune to blocks, it seems.
Yeah, they just get pushed. If they had stand firm, you could just never do anything to them.
Okay, we're gonna go a little ham here.
Ham sandwich.
Wild animal triggering, which is still fine because he's tying up something at least.
In case you wanted to know, I had a ham sandwich for lunch.
Wasn't there a hit on the ball here if he didn't follow there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes.
With
there
what?
was a with the blitzer that just failed it. He has to do an extra GFI because he followed. So this is a mistake that is punished. No, I'm just kidding. He had to throw one anyway. He would have snaked it. Snake GFI for a blitz on the ball.
Excellent. Snaked.
Spicy stuff. That's probably the end of this half. Thessa can stall very safely now.
Orc GFIs, yeah.
That was a classic Orc GFI right there.
Goofy.
Comes in for a hit on the non-black Orc. Does not find a POW, and it is a blodger. But gonna be enough to probably keep him from doing anything about this. I don't think this guy can make it around. Oh, Mino getting an arm Rick. Not a removal.
You are ahead again, but I don't think it's relevant anymore.
It's fine.
Bonk! Armor break. It is a...
Can you get around?
stun.
1, 2, 3. I think you can get a 1 die on the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus to hit with a 1 die. I think you take it, though. It's your only shot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, throw some casual GFIs there.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh.
Oh, he's getting this guy out of the way so he doesn't have to do the 3 plus. 2 2 pluses is very slightly better than a 3 plus.
Yes. And
but it was 2 3 pluses and then a 1 is good.
It also saves you a 2 plus. It also saves you a 2 plus because now you don't have to second GFI.
So the ball scatters out, but it didn't. He had to do second GFI. That was 2 GFIs. Yeah, Mordar did 2 GFIs.
Oh.
It's the same distance. It just saved you the.
I thought it saved you at square because you could run through where the Black Orc was.
This is the glory of Chaos, though. They let you just blitz from the ground on a blodger and then run back and pick up the ball.
Because Horns is a good skill.
Horns, good skill. Was that Mordar Mighty Blow? Because I think that was Mighty Blow and didn't break armor. That was pretty lucky for that.
He did have to score probably earlier than he'd like, but unless the.
But if that had scattered out in the same way that.
That's true.
Professor Chaos had scattered out, I think this would have been a different game.
I agree. This could have gone very easily either way.
This is really good at rolling chaos, this game.
And Professor Chaos got all of his back.
He does, and he has 3 turns to score. Not impossible for Orcs.
Especially not since he has that Agi Orc.
He also has a numbers advantage currently. Ever so slightly. But he is down his thrower, so he has no sure hands accurate, which is what you really want to be receiving on for sure. I know you're going to run down the field with Morknast, but okay. Anything but a blitz. Oh, Riot would have been...
You are so far ahead.
Oh, I skipped stuff. I'm sorry.
Here's the kickoff. No Riot.
It's not a Riot. Riot would have been really nice for the Orcs.
But we have the security gate.
Yeah. That kick is quite good for Thessa, because it's the wrong side.
Yep.
Oh, there's
another dub skull. Oh,
quad skull. Holy
skulls.
Shit.
Okay, well, I feel like it's safe to say that Professor Chaos got slightly unlucky in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this should have been a 1-1 tie, to be honest. And now it probably will not be. You need a miracle.
Yeah. The quad skull is certainly a thing. Unfortunate.
You have to filter in Morknast as a scoring threat. Oh, Wild Animal there is not bad.
It's certainly
you need to move Morknast up as a scoring threat. You need to secure the ball. You need to deal with Newton. And then you need to next turn, like, maximum move, long pass. Oh, never mind. He's just going to get on the ball.
He's just going to pick up the ball.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's going to try. He is going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's game.
Oh, well, that didn't work out for Professor Chaos.
No, I mean, that was incredibly unlucky, of course. Quad Skull's a 1 in 1,000, something like that.
Quad Skulls.
One in 1,300, basically. Okay, electing to possibly score on this guard guy. Gonna come in and hit the ball with Mordar.
1,296.
Blitz angle. Oh, he doesn't get him though. Now, what you do if you hear of your Thessa is you dodge backwards, and you either make it through, and that's great, or you fall down and hope it scatters out.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh my god!
That's like the 6th or 5th dub skull of the game?
Well, it's also his third pair of dub skulls in a... or no, never mind, this is Tessa's turn. But, yeah, it was...
They both had a good amount, but Thessa never had a quad skull.
The block dice, though, because that was the first block of this turn, right? Where dub skull, where dub skull, then it went to Tessa's turn, and he rolled a dub skull on the first block. So the block dice were seeded to 6.
The quad skull happened a turn ago. There was an entire Chaos and Orc turn.
It was very short, and I missed that. Oh, well, Twizzla is dead. Okay, this is a thing.
There's no apple have been used yet. Okay, doesn't choose the apple even on turn 16. I might have appled that.
He's a rookie.
Oh, he's got a black orc head coming in. Never mind. Yeah,
he's a rookie line arc. You don't bother.
You save it for this hit, which could be dead. Oh, will he be rewarded for his? Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, use the apple.
All right. Saves an image. You're not going to take another hit here.
No. Yeah,
goes to the block, which I don't love. Because now he's just going to get return blocked, of course.
Yeah, and there's still a chance for Professor Chaos to score here.
I mean, you're going to be throwing like a 5+ pass. Don't like that blitz angle at all.
Why not?
Because now it's going out, and now it's impossible to score.
It would have been like that if it went the other way. Where's the ball going? Out again. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's
back in, somewhere in the middle. Okay, that works.
This is okay. If he doesn't fail this GF5,
you can pick it up and pass it to the black orc, and then hand off to the other guy. Never mind, he failed to pick up.
I mean, that was a long odds play even for orcs, or in particular for orcs.
Yeah.
I'm glad we watched that.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
That was like some shit. Sorok, the blitzer from Greenskin's team, getting 5 casts, which is pretty intense.
5 SPP, 10 SPP, yeah.
And the 5 is the MVP.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, did not mean.
But 100% KO roll rate for the Chaos was quite relevant.
Shall we go look at the game that we want to watch from 2A?
Yeah, boy. We're watching a rat versus.
Oh, we can't. No, we can't. There's no watch button. It's too late. God damn it! Research.
They played too quick.
Pick another one, quick.
Okay. The other one we wanted to watch was that was in the other. That was in REL 1.
Goddamn REL 2, and they're playing too fast. I wanted to watch Vampires. I don't get to watch Vampires very often. Yeah, that's pretty much all that was.
What's this team? What is the abysmal cusp? That's Sir Kodiak's Nurgle versus.
Oh, that could be interesting because we haven't.
Moneybags Necro.
We talked about Moneybags and I haven't actually seen him play, so I'm interested in that.
I like to go bash and then into elf, but yeah, we can just watch double bash focus.
Cool, let's do that one. Planning.
We planned, we just didn't verify.
We didn't details, yeah. All right, now that the spoilery bits are gone, I can put us back into the game, such that we don't show off the scores. We've got the mega. Like I kind of want to see what I've never seen Moneybags play before, and I've heard good things, so I would like to watch and see how that works out.
We've been told to watch Moneybags, and we've been told to watch Queen Elizabeth. I bought stocks in Queen Elizabeth's team, so if you lose, despite being a Commonwealth citizen, I will hate you. So, keep that in mind.
You can't hate the Queen. I mean, I guess you can because you live in Quebec. Quebec. I'll speak in my accent, you speak in yours.
Goldis. Chalice.
Coin flip.
Tabernacle.
Yeah. How dare you swear on my stream?
For those of you not in the know, very common swears in Quebec, other than fuck, is Goldis and Tabernacle, which is like, yeah, Chalice and Tabernacle.
I like how fuck is just also a common swear. It's like, yeah, it's a good
word. I mean,
word,
fuck is pretty common in most languages. Like, it's like been very commonly adapted.
It's pretty great.
I mean, it turns out it's very prominent in media and all that jazz.
I just love the like Canadian French where like you just throw in like very clearly English words because they've kind of like you live in a mostly English country, so you get the Acadian sort of French, like South Shore folks who speak French with like a weird accent, and then they speak English with a weird accent, and like neither language properly. It's pretty great.
Well, it's because they speak Czech.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's so much fun.
So the Necro actually chose to receive here.
I am paused and set up if you're ready to go.
I am ready to go.
Okay.
Give me a 3.
3, 2, 1, play.
+2 fame. No, +1 fame for Sir Kodiak. He was 1 away, I think. It was. Oh no, never mind. It was the +10 makes it really hard to get.
Hey, look, a plus movement beast of Nurgle. How excellent.
Yeah, it's not Niggled, and it has guard.
Mine has blodge though.
It does have blodge. And he's a speedy boy.
That movement has actually come in handy a number of times. It's not been useless.
It's fair. The Necro have taken a babe.
They certainly have.
And they chose to receive, so they chose to defend first, getting punched by Nurgle. Admittedly, this isn't the killiest.
You mean
Nurgle.
They chose to kick?
No, they chose to. Yeah, sorry, they chose to kick. Yes.
See, it's not just me who does it.
Yeah, you're right. Goes for a short kick, but kick off return. That's a really nice ball carrier.
That is
Everyone
also
gets
a
rerolls.
good kick spot.
I mean, for the Nurgle.
Assuming it scatters back, yes. That's what I meant, yeah. But like, hey, look, pre-made cage. Enjoy.
Well, if it scattered back, it was a touchback, so
yeah, that's
hard
true.
to complain about that. Sir Kodiak not maximizing his blocks here, choosing to instead go for a more defensive setup. Kind of was setting up against a perfect D, which I get. Doesn't need it anyway. Gets all the knockdowns.
And all
they were
breaks.
75% knockdowns.
Just stuns, but so far we're 2 for 2 on armor breaks.
He doesn't he have a Juggernaut killer? Am I crazy? I thought he had a Juggernaut.
It's on the line.
Oh, it's on the line, yeah. So he can Juggernaut, Claw, Mighty Blow, hit this.
Biogenetic revolution.
This is normally a scary blitz, but it's totally fine for this guy.
Yeah, and it's really close. I feel like I would, if I were Moneybags, I would have set up like, well, I guess if he was going for the short kick play, it makes sense. But if you're not like super confident that's going to work, like that was super easy for Sir Kodiak, just run in blitz and then run back to safety. Whereas if you were like 2 squares back, he just wasn't going to be able to blitz somebody and then also pull that killer to safety afterwards.
It requires you to stretch out some rodders to protect him, yeah, which is nice. Goes for a
but he was aiming for the short kick
instead of a
play,
Claw Mighty Blow. Does he not have a Claw Mighty Blow, Wolf? Oh, he doesn't. Okay, so this doesn't get anything for it.
Nope.
0 removals, despite many blocks.
Many is 5.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's a Necro problem where 3 of your zombies are down and suddenly it feels like you have no players.
Yeah, because everybody else is a positional. I know that feel. Although it's less bad on undead because some of your positionals are mummies and you're just like, hey, cool.
Goes for a reroll on this guy. Does not get the knockdown. So
you are
6 Claw Mighty Blow dice.
Slightly ahead again. For like 1 second. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, zombies are great players. The orcs get that too, is that you just have too many positionals, then you don't have enough like fodder. Nurgle get that to some extent, but you also get free, like, it's not as bad, I think, because you can just eat a big bench and be massively
the nice thing about Nurgle and orcs is that you don't have the same problem as Necro because your average player is much better than the average Necro player.
I don't know if that's true.
Like, Necro have variety. Well, in terms of pitch presence, it is.
Yes.
So
okay. If you like for the fight match, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what Necro lose hardest at. I think is the fight match. Like they're speedy enough to keep up with almost agi teams, and they have like very natural tackle access. But
like the two teams slamming together in the orc dwarf scrum type thing, yeah. Like that Nurgle and orcs are going to win that against Necro for sure because their players are better at that type of game. But if the Necro can break free and then just run 16 squares away with wolves, then suddenly the bash team is in trouble. But that's how you have to play it rather than getting involved, because you will probably lose in the involved fight.
Yeah, so Necro's strength are that they can do a pretty good job of the bash game, and if you ever YOLO against them, they will win.
I don't know what he's doing with these wolves. They're sort of dancing.
They're hugging each other, it's fine.
Well, he moved the one wolf back and forth between the same 2 squares about 4 times.
Just abusing that 8 movement, I think.
Gotta get those yards up, even though there's no stat that tracks how far they move.
Gets a Claw Mighty Blow hit, or just a Mighty Blow hit, I should say, on this good zombie, and the zombie is out.
Bonk. Down he goes.
It's a good zombie to remove.
Yeah, block guard kick. That's an expensive zombie and a good one, and he is gone. For now, anyway. Yeah.
Nurgle choosing to get invested. I think this is a good call. One mistake Necro coaches make against Nurgle sometimes is overcommitting. Cough, cough. Have made that mistake.
I would feel good as the Nurgle in this position, certainly.
You can get a chain push here if you want it. I don't know if you do.
What I would kind of be scared of at this point is the Necro just all backing off and trying to get in my way and just slowing me down a lot.
Yes, something you always have to be worried about because you're not getting the removals you need to really dominate this. So the Necro are currently stalling you out at the LOS.
Which is fine, because you just throw your Nurgle warriors at it, and then you'll win that fight. And then you just like run the Pestigores and Rotters up, and you get blitzes on wolves and stuff, while the Necro team is just stuck with your Nurgle warriors. And the
Necro team is about to get it up in this ball's face, I think.
Okay, let's see. It's risky. This could go really well, but could also go really bad. So we'll see what happens.
You must also keep in mind that the wolf has leap. The wolf can jump into this cage at any
The wolf has leap. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not going. Oh, maybe
I don't know what he's doing.
He could go from the back, but then it's still.
Is he not blitzing? Did he just forget to blitz? Yes, he forgot to blitz. Okay.
You're ahead again somehow. Yep, did not blitz. Turn 4.
I'm not skipping any animations. I don't know how I'm ahead.
Because your game is going to play slightly faster because I am streaming and you're not. Not that my computer can't handle it, but just, it's going to play ever so slightly slower.
Mighty Blow hit finally landing on a flesh golem who is fine.
Totally fine. I like the outfit. I like the flesh golem in stripy pants. It looks good. Like the skulls. I like that. I like that uniform on Necro.
Is this potato? Not really.
What is this? Wolfram's show? Talking about uniforms?
I wouldn't know.
I've never actually watched either, but apparently that's a thing he does, is judge people's uniforms.
Nurgle making a good amount of headway here because the Necro weirdly committed to the side without blitzing. So
yeah, that was a little strange.
That was very strange. Going for the weak corner on the cage, does not get a knockdown. There were four rerolls, and that's the only block you're getting this turn. I probably would have taken.
Yeah, you have 4. You might as well use one.
So that was a good amount of ground gain for Sir Kodiak, and it was good of him to spot that ground gain opportunity for sure.
Yeah, leaving the fast player is going to be able to recover really quick, but they're not going to be able to get both to the left and in front of you. They're only going to be able to do one of those things.
Now, I would reroll this. You have 4 rerolls. Jesus Christ. The Steakmittens School of Rerolls.
It's perfect. Rerolls come directly out of your paycheck. Never reroll anything. Finish game with all rerolls. It's important. Stand firm.
Sometimes greed is good, friends.
Sometimes.
I would have gone after the white here. I'm not sure why he's getting... Because you could have gained a lot of diagonal movement.
Yeah, I would have gone after that. Well, the white is stand firm, but where's the Juggernaut guy? Would have been able to do it as long as you just moved that Nurgle.
That push, it's not like the push there gained you anything. You don't have any more ground because you got a push on that, you know?
On the zombie?
But also, yeah, you could have gone with the Juggernaut. You only got a...
Well, you need to get a push to actually, or at least you need to move the white out of the way to get a decent amount of movement forward with most of the team.
So we're not moving this turn, it looks like.
No, we're just... I don't know if I like this. I think I would have liked more movement. Take advantage of it where you can.
All right. He's got a lot of time. He's not in any rush, certainly.
It's true, but the Necro have a very easy time just getting in front of you and like limiting their space to get in front of you. If you let the Necro like elf screen for the next 3 turns, you might end up in that weird Nurgle situation where your last turn is pray I don't fail the dodge.
This dirty player is doing nothing right now and could have run around and fouled that Flash Golem, and I think I would have liked that. The dirty player Rod or Hastor. I guess he's an anti-leap. No, he's not even an anti-leap anything.
Block zombie doing a thing there.
Coming in for a hit. Will we finally get a foul appearance? Nope. No foul appearance. Not a real skill.
I don't think it is. It never worked for me in my game.
That was definitely a frenzy trap, but
it was, but it worked. It's fine. Hindsight.
Results-based decision making.
I think my goal in life is just to annoy Superfed as much as possible. Results-based decision making, talking about dice, enjoying 4-minute turns. I think.
You're so petty, and I love it. All right, Powell on the Blodge Wolf from a dirty player Rodder, probably going to kill. Well, it's done at least. Wolves are the most fragile piece in this game, and not. Oh, you're doing. Oh, he's even.
I see you changed your name. You're no longer Tavardi.
It's true. It's not really a big ask.
Oh, you have multiple Twitch accounts?
Nurgle still not really going anywhere, must be said. Could get a little starchy here. They are winning the, not really the numbers game, but certainly the pitch control game because they just keep stunning things. I realize they're trying to maximize damage and not get placed into a position where they're forced to score early, but it must be said it's going to be hard for the Nurgle to protect against a turn 8. Well, finally uses a reroll on 1 turn too late. Only getting pushes though.
I do everything with the same thing, except Reddit, because my Reddit account was made before I changed my name.
Dodge into a KO'd.
Ahead of time! Boom. There's the dodge. Dong.
I should just, like, every once in a while pause for a few seconds.
Probably, yes.
It's not my fault, though.
It is.
I mean, I should just stop calling things out as they happen, but that's hard.
You know, you could practice and try to be better at the thing that we do for, like, 4 seasons.
It sounds suspiciously like work.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like stagnating is much better than actually than anything else. Are we gonna foul this wolf with the dirty player? Nope. But I feel like that. I mean, we have a dirty player and we're not doing anything with it, which I don't particularly like. But I mean, I understand why he's doing it in that he wants to make sure that he's relatively.
I mean, this
safe
turn
here.
I think he had to be a little safe, but
yeah, no, I understand why he's doing it. I just would have liked to have seen a foul at some point.
He might see on this turn. He's gonna have free rotters potentially. He's gonna have a free rotter. Oh, that's an injury. Definitely a regen.
That is a regen.
Necro good team.
Regen, good skill, in fact.
2 plus
Really
really
stupid. Durr.
Could see a 2-assist foul here, and we are going to see that, I think.
I don't know. I just saw a block. Here comes a
no.
Rotter.
We're going to face up this guy. Trying to limit the access to guard, I guess, for the leap.
Yeah, we only have one more turn next, and so if the Necro can get players ahead, you're gonna make it like ahead of this cage. The Nurgle are gonna be in that very classic like Nurgle Chaos Bash Team sort of style. Turn 8, where you're like, well, hope this 3+ dodge works. I mean, he is Agi 2 heads, so it's gonna be unlikely to make it that much more difficult, but it's gonna be possible to make it so that you're that Sir Kodiak actually has to roll dice instead of 0
Oh, that
dice.
wasn't a blitz.
Oh, the wolf leap animation is weird. I mean, it's better than other leap animations because at least they go from like all 4s, but it's still fast and annoying.
Oh, does get a removal on a Nurgle warrior, which is a big deal.
KO'd. But I'm surprised by the leap, but not doing anything with it. Like, what did that leap?
Well, he's just trying to be in the way, but I think he's put him on to tackle. I know he has not. This is incredibly chain pushable. You've got to be careful, I guess, because you have to. There's sides. Oh no, they both have side steps, so this actually doesn't work.
No.
You just have to get a POW here. You have to get a knockdown there, and then.
Even
okay.
Sam
That's
is
regen,
dead.
but well,
Sort of dead. He got better.
Wolves are pretty good at regenning dead.
I mean, just a push would have been enough to get him out of the way to make it so that it's a 2 die or a 2+ dodge, because this is Ab 2 heads Agi 4.
He will have to do GFIs though.
That's fine. It's 2+.
Yeah, I guess 2 2+s with a reroll, pretty likely to succeed.
Turns out, oh man, that crowd is so ugly.
I'll be right back. It's really bad.
Why would you do this to me? Hello, dwarf cheerleaders. Excellent. I'm gonna look at the crowd instead, because they're so bad. Look at them. Look at that face. Right there. They're just supposed to be motion and background noise, but they're so ugly if you look at them. And I'm gonna harp on that every time. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Necro drive. Well, no, not quite. It's turn 8. So we have the 1 turn option. We're just doing the protect the team rather than the 1 turn defense. With a sidestep movement 8, I don't know if that's the right choice. On the one hand, you know, you are scared of getting blitzed or what have you, but sidestep movement 8 with a 3 Rotter LOS like this is going to be relatively easy to get a engineer a 1 turn out of. Especially with Agi here. Agi sidestep. Like, yeah, it looks like we're setting up for the... I don't particularly like this, especially since he also has leap, right? Because he's Agi 4. He can just leap over the end as well instead of having to roll dodges. This is... other than plus movement, this is about as good as you could get for a 1 turn. So we're presumably blitzing here to push him in. Setting up the other screens, or the other block players. Here we go. We don't find the... Never mind. Oh, Juggernaut, right. Okay. I forgot he had Juggernaut. So we Juggernaut to turn that into a push. And now we can go again. This is well done. Like, this is already set up to... you put players in just the right place to make this... the frenzy, like, work out in the right way. You get both pushes. That was certainly well understood by Moneybags. He knows how to do this with his team, which is very cool. Setting up the players in the right position to frenzy all the way through. Although we failed the pickup, so, you know.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Well, you stepped away. The 1 turn attempt was like really cool. He set up in a really good way to do it. Moved players like into the positions that they'd need to be in eventually, and then just like frenzied through the little maze of players he'd made. It was kind of cool. But then he failed the pickup. So
that was going to be a couple of 3+s with dodge.
Well, it was going to be he had leap, so it was.
Oh right, he's got leap.
So it's a leap and then a dodge.
Likely, well, the pass was going to be the hard part.
Yeah, but he failed the pickup. He failed 1 and 9 the pickup. Unfortunately, but it was a cool one-turn setup.
I'm gonna do my best.
Viking Cup?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Do you have Cheetos? What you need to do with Cheetos?
I don't actually like Cheetos. So.
Really?
Tristan's a Cheeto fiend. Actually, we actually have totally mirrored like snack interests. Like she buys like Harvest Cheddar,
Sun Chips, which are incredible.
Sun Chips. She's standing in the doorway looking at me.
Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips are great.
Yeah, so Tristan eats basically Harvest Cheddar, Sun Chips, and all forms of Cheetos, and I like every crunchy thing other than those two things. And Pringles. Pringles with the devils.
It's fine. It's fine, Dire Sick Fish. I was just excited to watch
Vamps
versus... no, I do not.
Oh, but Tristan does. I think she's hitting on me.
Ooh. I was just excited to watch Vamps and Skaven, because that's kind of a cool matchup, but it was not to be. I prefer the crunchy Cheetos to like the big poofy ones. The big poofy ones I'll have like 5 of and be like, that's good enough. I don't want any more of these for a while. But the big poofy ones are great for like 5 to 10 Cheetos, and then I'm kind of done with them. But the like crispy ones, oh man, I will devour. That's a dub skull.
You like to get your games out of the as soon as possible, if possible. That was a fucking sentence. Dice.
Little crunchy ones are the best, and then you eat them with chopsticks so you don't get cheese dust everywhere. It's perfect.
Tristan does eat them with chopsticks. Yeah.
Correct. You eat them while like playing games and stuff with chopsticks so you don't get like cheese fingers all over your keyboard.
Yep. We've got these like incredibly posh chopsticks we got as a gift for going to a fancy resort.
Like the nice like polished wood ones that are washable and reusable and all that kind of stuff instead of the cheap like disposable wood
and
things.
They're like carved and have beautiful like writing on them.
And then you eat Cheetos with them.
Yeah, we got them for going to like a crazy fancy hot spring resort in like Hokkaido. And then Tristan eats Cheetos with them.
That's perfect. That's my favorite thing, is like the mix of trash and class. Like there is place in life for all things, right? There's a place for both like super classy nice things and also sort of like, you know, Cheetos, right? Like it's great. And the combination of the two, perfect. I love it. Right? Just like how there's a place for like a really nice, well done like grilled burger with perfect ingredients and stuff, and there's a place for like 3 a.m. fast food garbage, and they're both good and they both exist for various reasons, and it's perfect. This is a game. We should maybe talk about it. I don't know. I like Cheetos though.
I like your trashy, bougie philosophy though. It's like a lot of the reason I like hanging out with Tristan. She's like an incredibly posh bitch.
But she also understands that there's a place for like Cheetos and garbage.
Yeah, I mean, like her favorite food is like canned Vienna sausages, or like something. I don't know.
Exactly. That's perfect. I like that. I don't like the like, oh no, I poo poo everything that isn't posh, and I don't like the, oh no, that's too fancy. I don't do fancy stuff. But like, you know, there's both. Might as well use both. Both exist. It's excellent.
It turns out a lot of cheese, quote unquote cheese flavored things aren't actual cheese in the sense that they aren't actually dairy. Yeah. There are several brands of Doritos that are accidentally vegan.
That's great.
All Mr. Noodles are vegan, even the ones that have meat flavors.
Really?
I know this because I dated a vegan for a while. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, like spicy chicken flavored Mr. Noodles are vegan.
Huh.
You're welcome.
I use I only ever have Mr. Noodles because it's a cheap way to get ramen noodles.
Yeah, we'd always we sauce it up a bit because we're real adults.
Oh yeah, no, like Emily will make her own broth and then like put in a bunch of stuff and veggies and egg and all that stuff, and then the only thing from like the ramen pack we use is the ramen because it turns out it's the easiest way to get ramen noodles. Zombie GFI failure. This is like, so if you've never watched one of our recaps before, this always happens. We watch about 1.5 games, and then it just stops being Blood Bowl, and we start talking about other stuff. I hope everybody's okay with that. Also, apparently I'm drinking a growler of triple IPA tonight.
I'm drinking half a growler.
So Cheese probably feels pretty good about my game later with him.
It doesn't matter. You're just gonna. You don't need to be sober to roll Kaz dice.
That's true. Every game I played against Cheese is just me rolling Kaz dice and then winning.
On every game against everyone else plays against Cheese is the opposite. So,
taste of his own medicine. Man, oh, Baby Swiss is double niggled. Baby Swiss is double niggled. Unlike, oh my god, I want it so bad.
Or Baby Swiss.
I want it so bad.
Can someone check the status of bounties on Baby Swiss?
I'm gonna kill Baby Swiss. Oh.
Dr. Robert killed Yob, but that was in Superstar, so it doesn't really count.
Shadorra Joe is injured, but he regened. I wonder when because we are still going to do a Superstar shootout. It was just not going to be part of the postseason because it was busy with like Imperium and that sort of thing.
It must be said, I think we're still at 0 foul appearances.
I'm aware of how that works. Most of my games are like that. Foul appearance is fake. Yeah, I mean, every time we've played twice, I think, and every time it's just he doesn't have a team left by like turn 6, and then I win the game. That's a double skill.
For the record, Tristan says her favorite fancy food is foie gras.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had it.
I mean, it's very common in Quebec.
Fair enough. Force feed them geese.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most humane food on the planet.
No, but I imagine it's incredible because, you know, bird fat is delicious.
It's too rich for me. Like, it actually makes me sick. But
oh. I mean, duck fat is like one of the most delicious things in the universe, so I can only imagine that, like, you know, fatty goose liver would be incredible.
Goose fat fries, I can confirm, are amazing.
I kind of wish we went to that, like, Frenchy sort of sounding brunch bistro, but they only do it on lunch. Or they only do it on weekends.
Not Edna's?
No, Bistro Le Coq.
Bistro Le Coq?
Yeah, it's incredible. And, like, literally everything on the menu is, like, made in duck fat. Here's your, like, Eggs Benedict, made in duck fat. And we have, like, this potato fritter, made in duck fat. And it's all so good. But, like, where are the ducks? Only duck fat, no duck.
Flesh Golem doing the classic Flesh Golem thing. Either eating 0 blocks or eating 6.
Flesh Golems gonna be Flesh Golems. Big old fight going on.
Yeah, they're just hitting each other.
Pretty much. I mean, the Nurgle Warriors and Flesh Golems are kind of matching up. Although right now, the Nurgle, I must say, are certainly getting out-removed. There's only one Nurgle Warrior on the field right now because they keep getting pushed off.
There are 2.
Where's the other one? Oh, he's on the floor. I see. Keep getting pushed off, and like there's been a lot of removals, like mostly temporary in that, you know, there's regens and KOs and stuff. But for now, the Necro have this certainly under control.
Yeah, this is looking a lot like it's going to be a 1-1 tie then.
Hey, foul appearance. It was the first block resulted in a stand firm, and then the second block from the Frenzy was a foul appearance. So now both Wolves and the Ghoul are marked up against that Beast, which is kind of exactly where you want that Beast. Oh, that's the ex-wife.
Who's the ex-wife?
It's nice to see, like, little bits of other people's teams lying around. Sean Mann has boxers from your mom on his Nurgle team.
Louis Juano, Jono, whatever, has. Someone taught me how to pronounce his name. Juano, right. It was literally like last week, and I've already forgotten. Though, in my defense, I did a lot of drinking in the interview.
That's true. I mean, we spent most of last week just drinking. I don't really care about the market discussion, because I was playing a Nurgle team that did well, and therefore I literally never had any options. I have been incapable of ever purchasing from the market. So it was kind of irrelevant to me. I have never participated.
For the record,
in the market.
I like that Rox, my star skink, is still carrying some lizard team in the Big O, and I'm also against the market.
I don't really care, but I've never participated in it, so it's hard to really form an opinion. I tried to participate in it twice, but both times I got denied for claims. I have never managed to claim a player because my Nurgle team has done just well enough that other teams have done worse. And I've not been able to get players because Nurgle players on the market are few and far between. There's exactly one Chaos Nurgle warrior on the market right now, and it's like a block Chaos warrior. Great.
Coming in for a foul.
Dong. Biogenetic revolution is KO'd.
Yeah, I mean, the market is clearly a good strategy. I just don't like it.
Yeah, same, Ornan. The only like good Nurgle players that ever got put up were Metal's team, and that's why you see Metal's team players all over the place. But that one season that they went up for purchase, I had done well, and therefore I was below everybody for all the good players, and there weren't any good players left by the time it got to me, so I just didn't claim anything.
My lizards got scattered to the wind. I don't know where my... I had a block, guard, break tackle, mighty blowsaurus, I think. I don't actually know where he ended up. But my Frenzy Tacklesaurus ended up being the 4th Frenzysaurus on Rolling Red's team, just to troll me.
Yep.
And Rox is on some Div 1 Big O's team.
I don't know. If I have any players left when my team retires, it'd be cool to see them live on somewhere. But all the good ones are going to die, so it's not really relevant. There's another double skull, because that's the theme of tonight. I really hope it doesn't continue, considering I'm going to play a game after this. I mean, maybe. It's getting late.
Dirty Bash's team, the Big O Div 1 Lazy Lounge Lizards UTD, has Rox, my block, sidestep, sure feet, agi, sprint skink, who is 13 SPP from
Flesh Golem's doing Flesh Golem things, meaning they're just going to stand firm a lot and be annoying. Man, one of the first games I ever played was a practice game against my mentor in College League, who was Crow Dog, playing Necro as my like rookie Nurgle, and those Flesh Golems with stand firm as like a 1000 TV team were the most annoying things in my life at that time. I remember specifically calling out to him like, man, these guys are really annoying. Like the first game I ever played of Blood Bowl 2.
Man, that Flesh Golem is on a fucking tear.
He really is. Just armor breaking like unbelievably often. Not standing firm. Push the goat into a position where he can get mighty blowed with a 3-die. Bonk. And stunned. I must say that I wasn't like a massive fan of Moneybag's defense, but his offense has certainly been really good.
It's easy to say an offense is good when you break armor constantly.
Oh, I also like the decisions he's made, like early on, certainly before it started spiraling out of control.
It's true. I think he made some questionable decisions on defense, but
I think so too.
He did a good job controlling the bitch and
1-1.
taking advantage of like the early removals.
I'm surprised he didn't try to score earlier, considering, well, I guess there's been a lot of removals, but none of them are really perms. There's a lot of KOs and regens. So like, I don't know, it's probably what I would do, honestly, because I'm the weird safe player. Wow, what terrible KO rolls. But you can't really predict those. I'm the weird safe player who would probably rather take a tie rather than a chance at winning or a chance at losing.
I think in Div 2A I would have pushed for a win.
So I'd like, it's probably what I would have done.
Like, what are the Nurgle gonna do? 2-turn against you?
Yeah, but then you have, I mean, yeah, I suppose. But if you, like, what are you gonna do? Score? Or
Yeah,
like,
you got an Agi 4 Leaper.
In 2 turns, it's equally difficult for you to steal and score as it is for him to 2-turn, really. So would you? I'd rather take the. It's me. It's my playstyle. I'm way too safe. I would rather take the 100% guaranteed tie than the very likely tie. When it's like, you know, I'd rather take the 95% tie than the 80% tie, and the 20, like, you know, 5% or 10% win, 10% loss. But if he could have scored with like 4 turns left and this many removals, maybe take a risk. I don't know. But like considering there were no perms, you're fairly likely to have at least a really significant Nurgle team left, and that's kind of scary to defend against with a lot of turns. So I don't know. It's a hard choice. I don't know, but it's also depending on your playstyle, and some people are more aggressive, some people are not aggressive, and I am a not aggressive person, so. I think Sir Kodiak just gonna take the land blocks, try to grab a free rotter, and maybe some SPP. Also, it's nice to see there's a bunch of people like not in the divs that we cover hanging out in chat, which I think is cool. So I appreciate that you guys are hanging out.
And that's the game. It's a vanity ass.
I like how you mixed metaphors or mixed memes there. Instead of a manatee ass, you called it a vanity ass.
Going for the rod or vanity ass to try to level him. Goes for the max movement vanity ass. It's an inaccurate pass. Gotta reroll that shit.
There's the pass, and catch is good. Boom. Nice. Fair enough. That makes sense. It's really weird covering my own team, but that's a thing that's gonna happen.
It is weird not covering Superfed's team. We've kind of followed him around for a while.
That's true. There's a lot of
you end up
coaches
kind
we
of
sort of follow
following a
around.
few coaches, yeah.
Yeah, well, like you sort of roughly go up the divs with roughly the same people. Like, you know, we went through college and minors with people, and then I kind of stuck with some minors people on the way through REL until they rerolled, and I didn't. And the same thing happens with like div reviews. Like, oh, you start off reviewing like the low divs, and then people like your content and they move you up a bit. And now suddenly some idiot decided to put us in charge of REL 1. And here we are following the same people.
This is a sausage eating and talking about food stream.
Yeah, we don't talk about Blood Bowl. Let's go back to Div 1 and look at the results from the other matches that we didn't watch, shall we? Charlestown Chiefs and the Bad Apples. We get to see Agrain's first game in REL 1 work out for him with a 1-0. Champion.
Tough matchup for Lizards usually. A lot of blodge. Lizards don't usually have a ton of tackle.
Although the Lizards lost 2 Lizards in this game, 2 deaths.
Yeah, it was a tough game to be a skink, given that there were 7 armor breaks and 4 of them were Kaz, and then there was a random death sustained on another skink elsewhere, so...
Yeah, that's not what you expect. The Dark Elves taking 3 casualties and 2 KOs, whereas the Lizards took 6 casualties. That's more than the number of skinks on the team, so some Lizards some Saurus got cast. So that's not exactly what you expect going up against Dark Elves, especially Dark Elves like Agrains, which are just sort of like Blodge Step spam. Like, they're not exactly designed to be punchy against Lizards, but dear lord, did they ever do it. With 7 armor breaks, getting 2 deaths. Skink hunting, I suppose. And getting some good results out of it, it seems.
Sorry, I was distracted because I reached for a pen and my headset knocked a steak knife onto my ankle, which was exciting, but I appear to be uncut.
Steak knife, you say?
Yep.
Don't cut me.
Baby.
Gotta catch them all and fear and bloating, so that's me. And the Red Joker. I expected to lose this one because I was pretty seriously outguarded. I kind of aimed with my playstyle. You know, I chose to go on offense first, and I set up like super greedily and like used a greed reroll in turn 1 to try to knock down a Nurgle warrior, basically trying to get an early advantage so that I could keep steamrolling it, because I figured if we ever got into that classic like bash matchup where the 2 teams are slamming into each other, I would just lose because he had more guard than I did.
Yeah, it is worth noting that you got more breaks on significantly less blocks. So
That's true. It did work out in that way. Although we were super pillow fisted at each other. Like, it looks like there's a lot of armor breaks, but the only thing that was really were on rotters, and there was like 1 or 2 injuries on both sides that ended up either being badly hurts or just regens. Like, I killed one of his good pestigores, but it regened. I killed a rotter. He MNG'd a couple of my rotters. was basically it. I scored way earlier than I wanted to. I kind of ended up, we got stuck. I marked up a bunch of his good players with my Beast of Nurgle and was kind of praying that my Blodge Beast of Nurgle was going to like tie up a Chaos Warrior or two for a while I could just try to get away and avoid that big scrum that I thought I was going to lose, which worked, and then I got away. But he eventually broke free, and I had to score earlier than I wanted to. Like, it wasn't a turn 8 score, it was like turn 5 or 6 or something. It was blizzarding this whole time, by the way.
Would you like to guess how many foul appearance rolls he made?
All of them. He didn't get a foul appearance against me once.
Would you like to know how many of those there were?
Like 20 or something?
24, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I played the game.
100%.
I remember this. I played it. But yeah, that should have been 4, and there were 0. Then he managed to 2-turn or 3-turn, whatever was left, I don't remember, in the snow, like off the back of a couple GFIs. Unfortunately, I maybe overcommitted, I don't know, it's hard to say that in hindsight. And then we went into his drive 1-1. He went up the field, got a dub skull and kind of an unfortunate place, which caused him to turn over. I picked up the ball potatoed, but couldn't convert it into a touchdown because of the sort of like scramble that'll happen where like I run as far as I can, and then he like one die blitzes it, and then I get knocked over, and I try to pick up the ball after one die blitzing him, and like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we get it. The game happened.
Didn't really work out.
Scooby and the Gang versus Fogmire Fenbeast, 4-0 for Scooby and the Gang.
That's a game.
Despite taking 70 blocks, which admittedly some of that is the plethora of Frenzy.
70 blocks. Yeah, well, I guess Frenzy will do that to you.
Yes. So he sustained 10 removals, but maybe none of them stuck. He inflicted 5 KOs back, but that's it. 5 KOs on 8 armor breaks is pretty good, though 8 armor breaks on 41 blocks is obviously not.
I like how he
won.
It just looks like... I like how he won 4-0 despite 8 KOs. But I guess when you win 4-0, you get a boatload of knockouts or knockout recoveries.
Yeah, he just out-elfed. There's nothing else
as
to say.
Necro, yeah. Damn. Yeah. 2 passes, 2 catches, 4 touchdowns. That's
that can be the problem for lizards. People are always like, "Oh, the Claw Mighty Blow on your Saurus." I mean, like that sucks. But really, the problem with lizards is Necro are really good at tying up expensive pieces with garbage or flesh golems, and then the wolves are so good at hunting skinks that like there's nothing you can do about it if the wolves just get into your backfield and start going after stuff.
It's a weird thing. It's not particularly like a speed problem because lizards are fast. Like, it doesn't work against elves, for example. But Necro are just that right combination of speedy and having expendable players that can tie up Saurus.
And lizards are immobile in the sense that they're not agile, so they can't.
Escape. Yeah. Whereas elves are not going to want to mark up the Saurus because they're going to get punched. But you don't care about zombies, so you just tie up some Saurus. And then
also just like there's a lot of Mighty Blow floating around, but most of your team is AV 8 or 9. Regen, and a lot of it is thick skull.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you just throw zombies, you don't care.
Necro don't usually get removed that hard versus lizards, so yeah.
Archangel's Will versus Thick, Rich, and Creamy was 2-1 for Archangel. 5 armor breaks versus 15 armor breaks. So Archangel doing Archangel things where he wins despite having 5 casualties.
Though on 5 breaks he got a KO and 3 cas. So not all bad, right?
No, not at all. 5 breaks.
4 removals.
It's pretty lucky, but okay, sure. He who catches Unseen and Savari grabbing some more SPP. Savari, in fact, getting the MVP.
Paris Stilton Jr. getting 14 SPP on his way to Legend.
Both of them on the way to Legend.
Praying for that mighty blow.
The doubles,
or piling on rather.
Yeah, jump up first, as we saw, to bait out the doubles.
Yeah, bold move. Looks like Archangel's block dice were garbage, I believe is the saying.
That is a pretty good
3
saying.
pals on 41 blocks, or 26 blocks, I should say. How are his dodge dice? The stuff elves are made of. 65%. Looks like he didn't have the best elfing. No. He had 34% successful armor rolls. It's a miracle that he won this game. I don't really understand. I mean, it's probably Archangel on the back of his crazy good players.
One or two, like it's wood elves with 2 good players. We've seen how that works out before. Remember, you sinned.
Yes, Thick, Rich, and Creamy's block dice were also not amazing.
They were better, and they were good enough. Yes.
and everything else was better. Yeah, interesting game. That would have been a fun one to watch, probably.
Dorf and not an anime sports team?
Predictably, the High Elves winning this. This is a tough matchup for...
I wouldn't have said that, like, a season ago, but Dorf in rough shape currently.
Yeah, but even Mighty Blow spam is only so effective against Armor 8, and the Elves just run away.
Well, Dorf also has about 4 dwarfs, which is...
Very true. It must be said, the non-anime sports team got 0 removals all game.
Oh.
I mean, against dwarves, that's not surprising, but they did punch them 39 times and got 0 removals.
Well, they got hit 53 times and only sustained 3 KOs, which I guess is a plus.
That is true. That is some AV8 holding real good.
Yeah.
Non-anime sports team had, pretty good armor. And great dodges. Amazing dodges.
1 failure the whole game. Against dwarves, too, because, tackle. Well, I guess
tackle doesn't affect that.
It doesn't affect the stat, but like that's super frustrating because normally, like when they dodge away and fail, they're gonna have to like burn a reroll on it or something. Yeah. And like with only literally 1 failure, like that is the dwarf. Like, oh man, I can just imagine Unseen Walker being like, the whole game.
Yeah.
Fail a thing.
Rowdy
Come on.
Rousers versus
Fail
Cheese.
a thing.
Big Nurgle hitting big orcs and winning for it.
Yeah, it seems
winning
so,
the
right?
removal game despite being roughly equal on blocks. It's a classic orc life.
American 5 grabbing a level up from the MVP.
Nice. What does he get?
Stand firm, it seems. Or has he not picked it yet?
No, he already had. Wait, hold on. Cheese. Did you take Thick Skull on your troll?
Wait, what?
Cheese, did you take Thick Skull on your troll?
Yes, he did.
Okay, Cheese, I'm gonna expel you from the div.
It's a thick.
I'm just gonna. I can do that. I've got a button right here. I'm gonna just expel you.
I didn't even see the level. I was like,
it's fine. You had a good run.
You know what would have been better than like Thick Skull? Like Strong Arm? You have a goblin. You throw him.
Oh, it's fine. He's expelled. He's not in div 1 anymore.
Oh man.
They're gonna take away my admin tags for this.
Fucking excellent. Thick Skull. I love it. I love it so much. Perfect.
Don't you try to justify it to me.
I mean, you could have taken Strong Arm or Grab. Both would have been slightly more helpful, I think, but especially with baby
it's gonna
Swiss
trigger
around.
Once in a replay I'm watching, and it's gonna trigger.
Justified. Oh my god. Okay. So 34 blocks and 37 blocks is not that many, considering it's 2 sort of punchy teams against each other. But that's explained a little bit by 5 KOs, 4 casualties, and 2 KOs, 1 casualties, just removing the number of blocks that were available.
The Nurgle did sustain the death. I think Cheese was saying he killed a Nurgle warrior. I have to go back and look, but something big died.
Yeah, it's despite like the Nurgle got pretty seriously out removed by Cheese, but Cheese I don't know what happened, but it looks like the Nurgle managed to get their touchdown before the Kaz's happened, is what my guess is.
Thick Skull is like maybe top 5 meme talents. Like there's Leap, Thick Skull, Leap, Pass Block, Sneaky Get.
Multi-block?
Multi-block is pretty meme.
I mean, multi-block like only ever exists on death rollers and trees.
Leap is great on Agi 5, but the conventional, I have a double on this Agi 2 positional, like, meme advice is take Leap.
Oh, yes.
It's not a meme skill in the sense that it's useless. It's a meme skill in the sense that it is.
In that people will take it as a meme.
Yeah.
Like on their orc.
Shadowing. Shadowing is actually possibly the #1 meme skill.
I think just because of the
cough,
memes.
Cough.
I think it's just because there are memes associated with it more than anything else. Then we have Greenskin Brawlers and Conspiration Entropy, which we already watched, so we don't need to.
Conspiration Anthropique.
Yes. Conspiration Anthropique.
Conspiration.
That's what I said.
No, it isn't.
Pass block is very good on specific players.
Yes.
Once again, like every skill is useful in some way, shape, or form on some player, but we're talking memes in that like people will be like, take Leap on like your Beast of Nurgle that rolls doubles or something. Like that's what we mean.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let's let's do some predictions for next week, I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Or this week, I suppose.
And you start winning.
Bogmire Fenbeasts and the Bad Apples. So we've got the Rolling Reds Lizards with like the Billion D Frenzy, and our current Super Bowl champion, A-Grain, with the Dark Elves. I think this.
I know you guys are thinking. Meme Lizards versus Super Bowl champion, definitely going Super Bowl champion. But what you don't know is that Fogmire Fenbeasts are made to destroy elf teams.
Yeah, what you don't know is that this is a lizard team with 4 tackle and 4 frenzy.
Like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
I have no idea. Like, I literally have no idea. Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna roll a dice or something.
Honestly,
Flip coin. I pick Fogmire Fenbeasts.
All right. Should I back A-Grain? Yeah, why not? I mean,
I don't know. Like,
honestly, I honestly think A-Grain is the underdog here.
I have no idea. Like, it's weird because it's a good Dark Elf team, and that they're a solid Dark Elf team with like the sort of standard Lodge sidestep everywhere. But like, it turns out what's good at countering that is a Billion D tackle on strength 4 players. So it's hard to say. And like, every time we've counted out Rolling Red for his like weird Frenzy Source, he's won. So that's a thing to pay attention to.
I mean, you need to get the shit kicked out of him last time.
How much sidestep do the elves have? All of it.
They have several. I think
4. But like, every player on their team is Blodge or Raj, except for the one who is just Dodge and the one who is Dodge
the
guard.
Agi 5. The Agi 5.
Agi 5 is not Dodge.
It's going to go skink hunting.
It's a
like,
counter meta team for the lizards, and people don't know how to play against it when they're
lizards are usually built to counter bash, and so you just throw a Blodge player on a block guard Mighty Blowsaurus, and then most of the time nothing bad happens. And this team, if you do that, you'll get torn to shreds.
Okay. Then we have Fear and Bloating versus Thick, Rich, and Creamy. So we've got the Red Joker's Nurgle team, sans a few Rotters, considering I killed one, versus Jimothy Burrito and his Necro. I had tacos for dinner. It's not quite burritos, but you know, it's close. Man, it's just so hard to compare teams when they have this many skills. Man, so Jimmy Burrito and the Red Joker. I mean, so the Red Joker is Nurgle, and there's a lot of sort of Claw Mighty Blow that exists. The Beast of Nurgle is certainly good against Necro with Break Tackle, Guard, Stand Firm.
Yeah. I usually like Nurgle in this matchup. We saw Necro pull out a tie, but they did that on the back of some pretty serious removal dice in their offensive drive, and the Nurgle not really being very punchy.
There is the Claw Mighty Blow piling on Wolf, though, in this.
Yes, but there are 4 Claw Mighty Blow Nurgle warriors.
There are 14 players on the Necro.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think on average I would probably give this to Nurgle, so I'll go with the Red Joker. But Necro certainly can win it, and a lot of it I think is wolf speed. Like, if the Nurgle overestimate or underestimate the like wolf ghoul speed, and then the wolves just sort of like switch sides, they can score without the Nurgle being able to prevent them.
We're going to wolf speed.
So
plaid.
as long as Red Joker doesn't like make a massive mistake, I think he should be able to win it. But Jimmy Burrito can certainly very easily capitalize on any mistakes that the Red Joker makes. So I think it's his game to lose. So I'll go with the Red Joker.
Yeah, Jim Jamboree is not out of this, but
no, he's just going to look for mistakes and then try to capitalize on them when they're available. But if the Red Joker doesn't make any, well,
hey, look, it's Steer's team with no skinks.
Yep.
Because he got the shit kicked out of him. He got 2 perms on his best skinks, heading into a game against L.
Oh, that's rough. He's gonna have no skinks.
How's this gonna go? I'm just kidding. It's definitely not a good game.
No, that's not great for the
There's
lizards.
a reason I bought stock in ArchXL's team this week. I think he is very likely to win this game. There is
I bought stock in nobody.
Tackle. There's a bunch of tackle mighty blow kicking around.
Yeah, like Ed Hell Cudwin is going to be pretty good at running around and punching skinks, considering he's faster than them. He doesn't have block, but he's movement 9.
Like Stegosaurus are actually outstanding. He's got 4 guard, he's got a Bloxagore, he's got too much tackle, but that's besides the point. He's got 3 break tackle, he's got a bunch of mighty blow. Like, it's a good looking team. It's lacking some stand firm, but it's got
the Saurus are really good, but it turns out, like, in the sort of speed game, you kind of want skinks to pay attention to, and when your whole skink roster are going to be loners, it's a bit of a problem. Like, he's going to be able to punch the elves, certainly, but he's not going to be able to stop the elf score, and he's not going to be able to, like, easily score on his own.
Yeah. All right, you versus Cheese. What do you think?
I think me, and that's just because every time we play Cheese, I win. So there you go.
I can't in good conscience vote for someone who takes Thick Skull unironically.
I think it's just I'm gonna hunt down Niggles. There's a lot of it's a semi-broken team versus a semi-broken team, and the semi-broken team with more claw, mighty blow probably will do better against all the Niggles.
More claw, yes.
I'm gonna hunt down Niggles and
so
probably
many
the player
Niggles.
advantage.
I really just mutually implode each other. Like, I want you to have 0 teams and play out the rest of the
I would kind of be okay with that. If me and Cheese tied and ended up with no team on either side, I think I would be very happy. Like, that would be fun.
I mean, when Rolling Red took plus AV on a Splodge sidestep Saurus, I immediately was like, whoever can perm or kill that will forever win glory. And a rat team did. I forget which rat team. I think it was Rex Longbow.
The one problem that I actually have in that match is that I have no Ablative Rotters because they both got MNG'd. Like, I only have 2, so I'm gonna have difficulty with. Yeah, and I have no money because I rolled a 1 for winnings on the draw, and then spiraling expenses 8 all of it, so I got $0 for my last game. So I have no Ablative Rotters, which is a problem. But if I go on offense first, I think I probably win. If I don't go on offense first, it's more of a toss-up.
Yep.
Anyway, Scooby and the Gang and the thing that you made fun of me for pronouncing.
Oh,
Conspiration Entropique.
No, it's like Spire.
Conspiration. Yeah, close enough.
He wanted to say, like, Conspiration?
Yes, I do. Because that's what I see and that's what I read. If there were, like, accents, my brain would, like, switch to, like, French word mode, but there are no accents, so I just read them as English words because I don't see French words very often.
There are no accents in that word.
Because there are no accents in English either.
Anyway, so this is the Thessa's Chaos team versus the big boy Scooby and the Gang, the crazy good Necro team.
Yeah.
Are they missing anything? They are not. They have all of their juicy players. They're a little more armed, but
I mean, I feel like Agi 5, Strength 4, Agi 4. It's just going to be hard for the Chaos to deal with.
To really compete, yeah.
And there's going to be no inducements really on either side. And Tessa's got a cool Chaos team, and it's a lot of guard and that kind of thing. But it's going to be a lot less effective than it would be against other Necro teams, just because of how Scooby and the Gang have a billion stat ups. Like, they're not going to get into a big fight because they don't have to be, and even when they do, they have enough strength to match you and that kind of thing. So, I think I want to give this to Travel Scrabble.
Agreed.
Archangel's Will and Greenskin Brawlers. So we've got Archangel's Will.
So what else traditionally struggle against orcs? Orcs are fast enough to keep up and have the punch to do damage. Greenskin Brawlers did not take any perms, I don't think. They lost some lion shit, but that's about it.
50.
So they're in a pretty good spot. Yeah, they have no lion orcs left, but they're going to get one of them back for... They don't really care about lion orcs for this game. Oh, that guy got niggled. So he's going to have to buy a bunch of new lion orcs, but not a big deal for this game, at least.
And because of all the loners that exist, the Wood Elves are going to get 50k, which isn't enough to do much other than a babe.
Yeah, so basically, Professor Chaos is going to kill things with Sorok, and he's going to attempt to have a safety in Morknast.
Yeah, Archangel thrives on taking advantage of bash teams, especially ones that aren't necessarily as speedy or capable of, like, hunting down his players. And
Archangel's definitely going to get a wizard, though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
he gets 50k.
6, 7. Oh, that's it. Right.
Because he has 210k of loners, so it's going to put him at 1750, and Professor Chaos gets 100k of loners, which puts him at 1800. Minus 10 because of he has 160k if he brings it, so he's got 40k. Yeah, it's just a babe for Archangel's Will. I mean, I just feel like this team is so hard to deal with because of he who catches unseen, Adrastea, and like Savari being this whole team. Like this team could win with those 3 players and a boatload of loners.
Yeah, it turns out this is a great game for Archangel to not have strip ball in, because like Adrastea is just he's a killer of that thrower, but that thrower of course is going to have a bunch of guard defending him.
That's the one thing that I think Professor Chaos has here is that he has like the full guard cage if he really wants it. He's going to be very slow, like, so it'll be difficult for Archangel to like stop Professor Chaos for scoring if Professor Chaos goes slow and steady, but Professor Chaos cannot do anything about those elves like ever. So I feel like it's going to be Archangel unless Professor Chaos gets like super lucky with removal dice.
Yep, I agree. I think Archangel's probably got that.
And Rage Dorf versus the Rowdy Rebel Rousers. So we've got a broken dwarf team, and we've got Atomics' stupid Nurgle.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't need to look at that one.
I mean, there's a good runner that exists, the Legend one with like movement 7 at G4 that he might be able to take advantage of. But like, there's 3 guard, and Atomics has a million D Claw Mighty Blow, and like, yeah. Well, actually, he doesn't actually have that much Claw Mighty Blow, but he's got a pretty incredible Nurgle team. I say not that much. There's 3. There's like the really good Sacker Pestigore. Like, this is double dirty player. I mean, the dwarves are going to get inducements certainly, but most of their inducements are going to involve getting like extra long beards in terms of like Boomer and that sort of thing. So I think it's just going to be more fodder for the Claw Mighty Blow and dirty player to do stuff. You know, as someone who's played both Nurgle and dwarves, I would rather be the Nurgle here. So I feel like I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go with the Nurgle. The dwarves, like, they get inducements, but most of their inducements are not gonna like make the biggest difference. Like, they can get good stuff. Like, Boomer is cheap and awesome because he's just another Longbeard you throw on the line, and that's pretty sweet. But you know, all he's gonna do in this matchup is prevent like one of your better dwarves from dying.
Yeah, and dwarf inducements.
I love Boomer. I love Boomer.
Boomer is great. Everything else is trash.
If you have a Nuffles Altar, he's like a 10k Longbeard. It's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. And then in Div 2, well, we can't do 2 predictions because the green weenies...
we have to look at what happened last week, actually.
We do.
BioWare for Life and the Rebel Cheese Thieves. Speaking of which, Cheese, by the time we're done this, because we started late, it might be pretty late. I don't know, are there any other days this week that also work? I can still play if you need to, but it's by the time we're done this, I'm not going to go to bed until late. I'll still play if we need to, but if we can, I'd prefer to do it like tomorrow. Anyway, we can talk about that after. BioWare for Life versus Rebel Cheese Thieves. 2-2. 22 armor breaks versus 11. 3 casualties and 7 KOs sustained by the Skaven. 5 KOs and 1 casualty sustained by the Vamps. I feel like a lot of those KOs may have been bites. We can talk about it after. It's just because we started later. It's going to be, by the time we start, it's going to be 10 my time. By the time we're done, it's going to be midnight. And I do have to work tomorrow. I was hoping that...
BioWare for Life getting 22 armor breaks against weapons.
Yeah. It's, so like, they're 5 KOs and... Oh, no, the Cheese Thieves inflicted 5 KOs, so none of those KOs were from bites. But... yeah, a lot of damage on both sides, I guess. But the vampires had the ball 87% of the time, and the Rebel Cheese Thieves had the ball 6% of the time, and still managed to score twice, which is very Skaven. That is ever so Skaven.
Grab ball score.
Yeah.
Bloodlust coming in pretty good for BioWare for Life.
Well, I mean, he has a one-turner, or basically, no, he has a natural one-turner. Yeah, so like he never needs to hold the ball, which is probably what exactly occurred there.
Good game for the
some alcohol, Cheese. I've drank half a growler of triple IPA.
Ben's a top tier alcohol.
Yeah, so that probably went exactly how you expect. Vampires slowly grind up the pitch. Not really grind because they're vampires, but they slowly walk up the pitch, push the Skaven out of the way. score 1 turn.
Yep.
Push their way up the pitch, score 1 turn. Tie. Oh, good. Skaven.
We did want to watch this game. I'm kind of sad we didn't get to watch it, but that's all right.
Yeah.
REBBL Rage Quit Arabi versus Fell with Godadal. Not for Science's stupid team.
It's like this
he got pitch cleared and won 2-0 because he was playing against Arabi.
He made 12 blocks. Did he get pitch cleared? 10
Basically.
Casualties sustained. Yes, he did.
Yes.
But
a bunch of
that doesn't surprise me. It's Arabi.
I wonder how he's looking. He's sustained 2 deaths. I wonder if
his 1-turner got the MVP, sadly, because he's already legend. But
I mean, we can tell that he didn't die at least.
That's true. I mean, we've all played Arabi. He probably would have beaten.
I've never played Arabi.
Oh, I mean, in the game that I've played against him recently, he would have beaten me if he ever decided to try to pick up the ball at any point in the game. But instead, he just kept trying to foul stuff because that's what
MVP goes to Arabi's Chaos Dwarf blocker.
Who's my favorite player in the game? Arabi
has a Mighty Blow piling on.
Arabi has a Mighty Blow piling on Chorf named after himself, which is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's so good. I'm going to take a Chorf, name him after myself, and do the most Arabi things I can with it. The only way this would have been better is if he rolled doubles first skill and got Claw.
Yeah, exactly. Too meta for me.
Like, I'm 100% unsurprised by this result. Like, these elves are super good at scoring, even if they have no players, and they're broken beyond belief, so that it was very easy for Arabi to just break them more, but it's not going to stop the elves from 1-turning and doing elf things, because elves and Velwit's Coatadal is such a ridiculous team.
Yep, and then Grungy Desserts was the Contract Killers. 2-0 here for the Nurgle over the Chorfs. Chorfs can struggle against Nurgle. They don't have the regen, they don't have the reliability, and they don't have the strength. So it's kind of a tough matchup for them, unless they get their Claw Mighty Blow really rolling, and they did not.
Another thing that I was really pleased about...
The Nurgle did not do damage. They got 2 Kaz.
No, they did not. Another thing that I was really pleased about here is that, like, this is just as an aside, hit him, not me, is the ball carrier. That's very appropriate.
But now he's dead.
And now he's dead. Yeah.
That's a big dead hobgoblin. You're not wrong.
Is it a big dead hobgoblin or a big dead hobgoblin? Like, is it an important death, or is the hobgoblin physically large?
So that was a game. Just looks like the Grungy Desserts got the removal they needed, at least, and killed things when they did it, and then were able to score, perhaps turn over the Chorfs at some point. And
grab the extra touchdown.
Chorfs do not have a lot of recovery options when things go south.
No, it's kind of
much like dwarves.
It can be all or nothing in some ways. Then we had Battle Brothers and the Greeny Weenies. 4 armor breaks for the Battle Brothers versus 17 for the Orcs.
Oh yeah, this was the Orcs pitch clearing some Bretts, because
not quite pitch clearing, but
some,
a lot of the pitch.
Has some rough time. Yeah, sorry, not even actually anywhere close to pitch clearing, but like certainly punched the shit out of some Bretts.
Yeah,
who then just tried to.
The Bretts didn't have, like, it's a very elfy Brett team. There's a lot of agi lying around on the blitzers and stuff, so like they have a lower number of blocks than you sort of expect anyway, but this is especially bad because they just kind of got punched into the ground before they
only got
much of a chance to do something.
4 breaks on 38 blocks, so they just like weren't doing anything with the Orcs.
No, I feel like this game was just mostly in elf control the whole game. Arthur Pendragon picking up the MVP.
Got removed apparently turn like 2.
Arthur's moved to 2 or 3. Ugh.
Orcs rolling GFIs and dodges forever.
Well, let's investigate that. I mean, 15 GFIs and only 1 failure is pretty impressive in general, let alone for Orcs. Yeah. And then 100% dodges. Yeah, so that seems like an accurate statement.
Turns out Orcs are much better if you add 2 movement to all of their players and give them 100% dodges.
Yeah. I mean, normally when people are like, I'm guilty of this too. Normally when people are like, oh man, they rolled all the GFIs and all the dodges and everything worked, they're like exaggerating, but no, you're not. You're right. They did roll all the GFIs and all the dodges and everything worked.
And then Lewis continues his Kaz extravaganza and pitch cleared Urs on turn 4. Not actually pitch cleared again. It's hyperbole. But
65% dodges for Cleric, by the way, considering he also has dodge and agi 4 on a lot of players, is kind of impressive.
Good times all around then. Yeah, the Lizards rolling 44% successful armor rates. It's definitely a good start. And failing Tentacles 6 out of 7 times.
Big oof. Well, I mean, Tentacles are really good against Strength 2 players, it turns out. So that's probably above average, but it's not terribly unexpected.
Arch, we like you against the Orc. That's what you missed. You also missed some other recap shit that you probably don't care about.
Mm-hmm. We like you against the Orcs.
I bought stocks in your team, so if you lose, I will publicly shame you. Oh, I did. Yeah, I made a point to yell at Cheese about taking Thick Skull on his troll, which I will yell at him about literally every recap until that troll dies, and then probably 2 to 3 recaps.
Yeah. So the Luis taking that one down 2-0. I mean, just a lot of Nurgle against Lizards, pretty Nurgle favored in a lot of cases, just because the Saurus hate Claw Mighty Blow. And
I also dropped an obscure anime reference, but you weren't here to read it. So
really, I don't.
If a tree falls in the woods,
is anyone around to hear it? Or I don't know. I don't know anime, man.
It's in chat. So if you scroll up far enough, you might.
You typed it in chat. However, by that point, you'll have been torn to pieces.
Yeah, it's a reference from Katana Gotari, which is a really weird show that I really.
Fair enough. Lizards hate Claw Mighty Blow. I mean, their players are just worth a lot in terms of like their pitch presence. So getting a removal or two is certainly really unfortunate for the Lizards. They like lose a lot of their advantage. So the Nurgle able to take advantage of that, get some removals and push forward to make it a 2-0. Horn Stars mark the Roman numerals 1000. Or is it 2000? Yeah, that's 2016. No, 2018. Hornstars, 2018.
It's 20,187. Minimus is right. He's the one who typed it out, so he knows.
2018? Did I count it wrong?
It is 2018. You're right.
10, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I said that. 2018. 2010, 5, 3. Anyway, Hornstars 2018. Welcome to the dark side. So we've got Dark Elves and Chaos. Resulting in a 1-1 tie. I mean, 18 armor breaks versus 1 armor break is very unsurprising for sort of Chaos versus Dark Elves. 7 injuries, though, is quite a thing. 7 injuries, one of those being a death, and 5 KOs. Which sort of explained the fact that the Hornstars took 12 blocks. How did the Dark Elves get it? Did you get it did the Dark Elves go first and score early, I guess, is the only way I can think of this working out. Because the Dark Elves managed to block 12 times. It's less than once a turn. The only the Dark Elves just got and
sometimes when you're elf you need to roll a 2+ before you blitz. And if that 2+ fails and you if you snake something, there are reasons that Dark Elves would not block on any given turn. But yeah, that is not a good.
That's a very small number of blocks.
It's very small. Also, it must be said the Hornstars got 18 blocks and 11 removals. So
that explains exactly what I expected. So my Nemo saying he won the toss and kicked, and then the Dark Elves scored early in the half, and then the Hornstars just probably didn't get to counter score in half 1, but in half 2 beat the Dark Elves to death and then scored without any resistance, resulting in a 1-1 tie.
Yep, that sounds about right. And then we watched Abysmal Cusp versus the Forsaken Awakened, so we can do predictions. We don't get to do Holes or Bioware for Life because
Bioware for Life is going to be our super fed this season, I think.
I mean, Holes has done the exact same thing both times as well.
Is he?
Yeah. Also, Superfed is always a Superfed of my season, even if he's not in my div.
That's true. The Contract Killers versus Luis Janot. I just mixed Spanish and French.
Juano,
yeah.
Someone taught me how to say it last week, and I've forgotten again. So
we've got some Chorfs. The one that lost. So they're missing a blocker. Actually, they're missing a couple blockers, which is about 4 blockers. and the Nurgle. It feels like Nurgle to me, honestly. Considering we've got like some
Nurgle versus Contract Killers are what, the Chorfs?
They're Chorfs that are missing 2 Chorfs.
Yeah, that's Nurgle. Though Lewis is also missing some stuff,
including like the best one,
no,
like the plus strength Claw Mighty Blow Piling On Chorf is MNG'd for this game.
There's only 3 guard for the Nurgle, but that's probably enough.
Well, I mean, we do our Div reviews on Thursday. That's going to be a thing that always happens to everybody in Div 1. So you know that I probably am not really free to play Thursday unless Shadorra gets home from work super early, which we thought was going to happen this week, but then you got stuck in an appointment, so we had to start. We would have been done, a little bit ago because we were supposed to start an hour earlier than we did, but it happens. It just means that as long as cheese is acceptable, I prefer to move the game if we can.
Cheese is acceptable.
I'm tipsy. As long as Cheebs.
Just keep trying, buddy.
As long as
you'll get there someday.
Cheese is agreeable. I don't know. To be fair, Cheebs is like the stupid pet name that me and Emily call cheese when we have to purchase it in grocery stores. We name foods dumb things because that's what couples do sometimes, apparently.
Yum.
It's what you guys do.
Yum? Yeah, it's not an onion, it's an yum. Poblato instead of potato. Cheebs instead of cheese. It's a thing. Don't worry about it. I think I picked the Nurgle, and that's just because there's, like, the good Chorfs are gone. They're gonna get inducements, but, like, what are you gonna take? The Bull Centaur? Like... No, it's like, see, that's the thing, Cheese. You haven't seen me play Imperium, in where I do not give a shit about how the game goes, and I click buttons, and I dice people into the ground.
Yeah. When Steak doesn't give a fuck is when Steak is at his most dangerous, so I wouldn't play him tonight if I were you. Tryhard Steak is garbage.
Yeah,
but
I'm bad when I'm trying to win. When I don't give a fuck, I dice people into the dirt, so please, it's probably
Steak
better
was
that
playing me in Imperium, and elected to make a 5+ dodge instead of a 3+ dodge to sack my ball, and it worked.
Yeah, it's great. Perfect. Yes, I am saying I can't talk. That's an accurate statement. Felwith's Coatadal, and or did you pick something for this? I don't remember what you said. Did you pick something for the Nurgle?
My friend was like, "Where should I buy beer around your house before I come over?"
Any of the places that sell beer, because Quebec and Dépanneurs.
It's true. My worst dep is a beer that you have to go to a specialty shop for. With mustache.
That's true, Cheese. That's true.
Oh, I think the Nurgle.
Yeah, it's the Chorfs are just they're going to be at a disadvantage. Felwith's Coatadal and Welcome to the Dark Side. So we've got Not for Sciences, surprisingly still existing Dark Elf team despite getting Orabi'd.
High Elf.
And by Dark Elf I mean High Elf. And Welcome to the Dark Side, which is Queen Elizabeth's Dark Elves. That's what I was thinking.
I think I got to go with the team I put money on. So
he was 2,300 and now he is 1990. So I guess that is a bit of a trend.
He lost some shit.
I mean, the important bit is he still has the the Strength 5 catcher. He still has the Movement 10 Sprint Surefeet catcher. He still has the Disgusting Thrower. He has all the important bits.
Oh, it must be said that one of the plus movement blitzers on Queen Elizabeth's team has rolled plus movement.
Oh, good. That's what we need.
So Darth Vader is movement 9 on a Dark Elf team.
Oh my god, this Dark Elf team is fucking stupid.
I love it. That's why I banked it. I was like, I wanted to win. It's not unfair. It's just dumb in a way that I really appreciate.
I mean, it's kind of unfair. It's a movement 9 Blodge Step Blitzer.
Yeah, but it's not a Strength 5 catcher or a movement 10 Sprint Surefeet.
I suppose that's true. It's the battle of the dumb elves, and I'm so excited to see this game.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we were recapping this one.
I might anyway.
I should make T-Self do it.
But it depends on when it gets scheduled for, but man, I want to see this game real bad. Look, it's stupid.
Do you think the High Elves are going to win, or what's your bet here?
I don't know,
man.
It's
only the High Elves have 1 tackle. It is the Palmer, but the High Elves have 1 tackle, and the Dark Elves have...
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7 Blodge.
I don't know, man. Elves.
You think the Elves are going to win in the Elf Mirror?
Yeah. I have no idea. Oh my god, if it's
Oh,
live...
the game is live? Do you guys say fuck it and switch to it?
I mean, I might... God, High Elves, I think I pick High Elves because, like, the one-turners... Oh, but he can't field... He can't protect the one-turner.
Too late, you picked tiles. We're moving on. Drunk Ben is indecisive and I've got to take the reins at some point.
What did you pick?
Rebel Rage Quit. I picked the Dark Elves. I think the Dark
Rebel,
Elves.
Rage Quit, and Abysmal Cusp. I pick the
It's a
team that isn't
versus
a Robbie.
I pick the team that isn't a Robbie.
Yeah, so it's the Nurgle versus Orabi. I mean, and the Nurgle actually out TV Orabi. I mean, they're not gonna... They have a lot of Mighty Blow Claw on their own, but they also have the biggest bench in the world, which may be exactly why they have the biggest bench in the world. I
think they bought a bunch of these just now. Maybe.
I feel like that's going to be Nurgle.
No, he actually always had that bench. I remember seeing it in our preview. Grungy Desserts versus Hornstars. Nurgle versus Chaos is usually a terrible matchup for Chaos. Nurgle are usually better Chaos at this point.
And it's Grungy Desserts, which is a pretty good Chaos team.
Stouticus is 2270 Nurgle team. Does not even have a full bench.
I mean, the Hornstars is 2350.
Oh, Donut in the Hole rolled another plus movement. I don't know if that's new or not, but now he has a movement 8 Frenzy Masticar. I love it. 2 movement busted Nurgle Warriors, but yeah, like, this is just a great team.
Yeah, I mean... 1, 2 Claw Mighty Blow, 1 Mighty Blow Tackle. There's the Beast, I thought that was a Beast. It's a Nurgle Warrior because it's Strength 5 Tentacles. The Beast is good. There's a good Sacking Threat. There's a good Ball Carrier. There's a good Frenzy piece who's movement 8, Frenzy Juggernaut. Like, this team there's 2 dirty players. There's a Wrestle. This Nurgle team has literally everything you want. The Chaos team is also really good, though. It's 2350. 2 Stand Firm against that Frenzy, 2, 3, 4 Claw Mighty Blow, 1 which is piling on, also a really good Ball Carrier. This is going to be an interesting match, and it's hard to pick because they're both really high TV and incredibly good teams.
Oh, I don't think you have no chance. I'm just saying the barrier to entry for you is so much higher. Like, you need to not only get good removal dice, you need to also beat Regen and Fallible. It's a terrible matchup for Chaos because your players are more valuable and more vulnerable.
Like, it's a bash matchup where he has expendable players and you don't. His good players have a chance to come back and yours don't. Like, It's not saying that you have no chance. It's saying that, like, if you played 100 games, the Nurgle are going to win 70 of them because the dice are going to, on average, move towards them because they have the foul appearance and the...
That said, you do have the guard advantage. You do have the kill advantage. You actually have better skills. It's just that the Nurgle have the innate skills of Nurgle, and you don't. So
that's why I think it's hard. Like,
you're also giving him a bunch of TV.
My Nemo has more stuff, but Nurgle are Nurgle in the Nurgle versus Chaos matchup.
Nurgle just dropped a Rotter?
No,
they always had 15. I think it was Circodia that had 16, I think.
I don't know. What do you pick?
He only gets 80, it's true. But he could drop another Rotter to get a bribe. I don't know about that. Babe is probably good enough.
Bribe is good considering he has double dirty player. And
but you got enough bench, but you don't really give a fuck. Like,
the Chaos are worth more than you are. Yes. Although I suppose like an extra Rotter is basically equivalent to a bribe in terms of like bench.
The bribe is nice because it gives you a man advantage when you're trying to get removals. So like, it's really good for removing the LOS Chaos, and LOS Chaos are Beastmen, and Beastmen are important. So it's not like
Rotters are less important. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate ditching it. The Chaos could also ditch a rookie and see more butts, but that means they're putting their dirty player on the line, so I don't want that. I don't think you actually lose that hard. I think I actually was a little harsh when I first looked at this matchup. Your team is better than his is.
It is.
I don't know if it's better enough to win, but with some good removal dice, you could totally win this game. And like, your team is just better at doing the like ball handling stuff than he is. No, I wouldn't drop a player either.
No, I think if the teams were even TV, I'd probably give it to Nurgle. But considering that, I think the Chaos have more removal potential, and that's actually going to play into this quite a bit. I think
Regen and Foul Appearance are going to be like non-trivial.
I mean, you say that, but in half the time they are. I'm gonna go with Chaos.
I mean, I'll keep it interesting by going Nurgle, but I don't know. I think it's actually going to be about
it's really close, honestly. Like I said, on average, I think the Nurgle probably have it if you're similar TVs, but the Chaos have so much more removal potential. But the Nurgle have a Blade of Rotters, so like pretty much every advantage is evened out by something on the other team, and it's really hard to pick.
All right, Broken Lizards versus Broken Brett's.
One of them. One of those teams is gonna win. I mean, the Bretts aren't really that broken. They're missing a lineman, and they still have all of their blitzers. They're fine.
They're gonna.
Where are the lizards?
The lizards are busted real hard, which means they're actually gonna get some inducements. Yeah. Maybe they're gonna get Slibly. Maybe a wizard. What do they got? They've got 10 minus 2. They got 8 players, so they get 3, so 120. Or no, Skinks are 60k, 180k. So they're at 1600. So they get 200k. So they can get a wizard and a babe or something like that.
I still like Bretts for this though. I mean, the Bretts are really speedy. The Mighty Blow tackle guy is going to be able to hunt the very few skinks that exist. The peasants and blockers can tie up Saurus pretty well, and the blitzers are just like also dauntless to take advantage. Like you can use dauntless pretty effectively in this matchup. The 3 Agi 4 blitzers are also a thing. Like I feel like this is
like
Brett's
normally
style.
I think Bretts are pretty good against lizards. Is not quite humans. Like humans versus lizards is a miserable matchup for the humans, but yeah, I think it's still pretty good, especially because they're very Agi leaning Bretts that they're gonna just run all over the lizards. There's not a lot the lizards can do about it.
Yeah.
And that's that.
That's that. I mean, there's not a whole lot of point in looking at leaderboards considering there's one game played, so we can start getting into that next week.
Holes is winning.
Because he's the one who's played more than one game.
The Necro have 2.
I suppose that's true. Well, I guess that is going to be us. If you haven't watched our show before, next week we'll be taking a look at teams instead of looking at matches, because we like to rotate. Turns out teams don't change that often week to week, so looking at them every other week is pretty good, and we get to pick up a couple good matches in between. We will probably do it again on Thursday. If you didn't know, there is a handy dandy news.rebel.net that you can go to with news articles that people write, including a section for recaps, which has links to all of the recaps that people post. And I will be linking our recap there. So if you want to watch it, at your leisure or miss bits of it, feel free to check that in a day or two once I get the YouTube video up.
You might want to ping them to say that on the actual server too, because it turns out if they're already watching this video, they're probably not going to go find the recap.
Well, that's very true. But I mean, like the news site exists this season and last season with like posts of all the recaps. So hopefully people by now.
You're just assuming that people in REL can read. And
that's the wrong assumption to make.
That's a foolish assumption right there.
That's very true. But we will be back next week, and until then, thanks everybody for watching. I've been Steakmittens,
and I'm Shadorra,
and we will see you guys next time.